It was a clash of titans. Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. DiJonai Carrington versus Caitlin Clark. The stakes were high. The tension was palpable. Then it happened. A seemingly innocuous play, but the aftermath? Explosive. Carrington's hand made contact with Clark's face. The result? A shiner for the ages. Social media erupted. Was it intentional? Was it dirty? The debate raged on. Clark, known for her fiery competitiveness, downplayed the incident. But the images spoke volumes. A black eye doesn't lie. The incident became the talk of the WNBA, adding fuel to the fire, the history between these two. Prior on-court battles, trash talk. This was more than just a poke in the eye. This was personal, and the sports world was about to pick a side. When controversy erupts in the sports world, one voice rises above the rest: Stephen A. Smith. Known for his unfiltered opinions and fiery delivery, Smith has become a household name, especially when it comes to dissecting the most contentious issues in sports. His ability to break down complex situations with a mix of passion, insight, and a touch of drama keeps viewers glued to their screens. And he did not disappoint. On First Take, Smith dissected the Carrington-Clark incident with his signature blend of passion and insight. The incident, which had already sparked heated debates among fans and analysts alike, was given the full Stephen A. treatment. He delved into every angle, every nuance, leaving no stone unturned. "Now let me be clear," Smith declared, his voice booming through the airwaves. His tone was serious, his expression intense. This was not just another segment. This was a moment of reckoning. The audience could feel the weight of his words, the gravity of the situation. I'm not saying Carrington meant to give Clark a black eye. The statement hung in the air, heavy with implication. It was a moment that demanded attention, a moment that would be replayed and analyzed over and over again. He paused, letting the tension build. The silence was almost deafening, a stark contrast to his usual rapid-fire delivery. It was a masterclass in creating suspense, in holding the audience in the palm of his hand. But I'm not saying she didn't either. With those words, he threw the door wide open for speculation. Was it an accident? Was it intentional? The questions swirled, each one more provocative than the last. Smith's comments sent shockwaves through the sports world. Analysts and fans alike were left reeling, trying to make sense of what they had just heard. Social media exploded with reactions, each tweet and post adding fuel to the fire. Was he accusing Carrington of dirty play? The question lingered, casting a shadow over the game and its players. It was a question that demanded answers, a question that would not be easily dismissed. Or was he simply acknowledging the obvious? Sometimes the truth is right in front of us, but we need someone like Stephen A. to point it out. His words forced everyone to take a closer look, to question their assumptions. The incident, in his eyes, raised more questions than answers, and he demanded accountability. This wasn't just about one game or one player, it was about the integrity of the sport itself. Smith's call for accountability was a call to action, a plea for the sports community to take a stand. "We need to have a conversation about this," Smith implored. His voice was filled with urgency, his eyes with determination. This was a conversation that needed to happen, a conversation that could not be ignored. This isn't about one incident. It's about a pattern, a culture that needs to be addressed. It's about ensuring that the game is played with honor and respect, that every player is held to the same standard. It's about protecting the integrity of the game. In the end, that's what matters most. The game, in all its beauty and complexity, must be preserved. And it takes voices like Stephen A. Smith to remind us of that, to keep us honest, to keep us accountable. The Carrington-Clark incident ignited a firestorm of debate. What started as a seemingly routine basketball game quickly escalated into a national controversy, capturing the attention of sports fans and social commentators alike. But it also exposed a deeper, more uncomfortable truth. Race was a factor. Carrington is black, Clark is white. This incident forced many to confront the uncomfortable reality of racial dynamics in sports, a topic that often simmers beneath the surface but rarely gets the spotlight. And some commentators, like Jason Whitlock, weren't afraid to point it out. Whitlock, a seasoned sports journalist known for his bold opinions, didn't mince words when addressing the issue. Whitlock, known for his provocative takes, accused the media of a double standard. He suggested that the media's reaction was influenced by the racial identities of the players involved, a claim that sparked further controversy. He argued that if the roles were reversed, if a white player had injured a black player, the outrage would be deafening. This assertion struck a chord with many who feel that racial bias in media coverage is a pervasive issue. "Where's the outrage from the woke mob now?" Whitlock thundered. His words were a direct challenge to those who advocate for social justice, questioning their consistency and motives. His words, while inflammatory, resonated with some. They felt that Whitlock was voicing a truth that is often ignored or downplayed in mainstream discussions. Was there a racial element to the coverage? This question lingered in the minds of many, prompting a broader examination of how race influences not just sports, but media narratives as a whole. Or was Whitlock simply stirring the pot? The debate raged on. Some accused him of exploiting the situation for attention, while others praised him for his courage to speak out. Accusations of bias flew back and forth. Social media became a battleground with users passionately defending their viewpoints. Hashtags related to the incident trended for days, reflecting the deep divisions in public opinion. The Carrington-Clark incident became a lightning rod for a larger conversation about race in sports. It highlighted the complexities and sensitivities surrounding these issues, and the need for ongoing dialogue and understanding. As the dust settled, one thing was clear. The intersection of race and sports remains a contentious and deeply personal topic for many. This incident is not an isolated one. Throughout history, sports have often mirrored societal tensions and triumphs regarding race. From Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in baseball to Colin Kaepernick's kneeling protest, the sports arena has been a stage for both conflict and progress. Yet, amidst the controversy, there are also moments of unity and progress. Athletes and fans alike have shown that sports can be a powerful force for bringing people together, transcending racial divides and fostering mutual respect. As we move forward, the hope is that incidents like the Carrington-Clark controversy will lead to more awareness and constructive conversations about race in sports. By acknowledging and addressing these issues, we can work towards a more inclusive and equitable future for all athletes. Section 4. LA Times headline ignites outrage. The LA Times, a respected news outlet, found itself embroiled in the controversy. The headline of their article about the incident? Inflammatory, to say the least. It implied that Carrington had intentionally injured Clark. The backlash was swift and severe. Social media exploded with accusations of bias and sensationalism. How could a reputable news organization publish such a misleading headline? The LA Times, facing mounting pressure, issued a correction, but the damage was done. The headline had already been shared countless times. The narrative, however inaccurate, had taken hold. The incident highlighted the power of language and the responsibility of the media to report the news accurately and fairly. Section 5. WNBA under the microscope, a question of coverage. The Carrington-Clark incident brought the WNBA into the spotlight. It was a moment that captured the attention of sports fans and media alike, but not necessarily for the reasons the league would have hoped. The incident, which involved a heated exchange between two high-profile players, quickly became a talking point across various media platforms, but not for the reasons the league would have hoped. Instead of celebrating the athleticism and competitive spirit of the players, the focus shifted to the controversy itself. This shift in focus highlighted a larger issue within the realm of sports coverage. The controversy sparked a larger conversation about how the WNBA is covered, or rather, undercovered by the media. Many sports analysts and fans began to question why it took a negative incident to bring the league into the limelight. Why wasn't the WNBA receiving the same level of attention and respect as its male counterparts? Some argued that the incident received more attention than it deserved because it involved two high-profile players. DiJonai Carrington and Caitlin Clark are both well-known figures in the world of women's basketball, and their clash was bound to attract headlines. However, this raised another question. Why aren't other equally talented players receiving the same level of media coverage? Others pointed out that the WNBA rarely gets this kind of attention, positive or negative. The league has been struggling with low viewership and attendance for years, and this incident, while unfortunate, brought a rare moment of visibility. But is this the kind of visibility the league needs? Shouldn't the focus be on the incredible talent and hard work of the players rather than on controversies? The incident highlighted the need for more equitable coverage of women's sports. It's not just about covering the controversies. It's about giving these athletes the recognition they deserve for their skills, dedication, and contributions to the sport. Equitable coverage means celebrating their victories, analyzing their games, and telling their stories with the same enthusiasm and respect given to male athletes. The WNBA is filled with talented, exciting athletes. From jaw-dropping dunks to clutch game-winning shots, these players bring a level of excitement and skill that deserves to be highlighted. Their games are filled with moments that can inspire and captivate audiences, yet these moments often go unnoticed by mainstream media. They deserve to be celebrated for their skills, not just scrutinized for their mistakes. The joy, camaraderie, and sportsmanship displayed by WNBA players are aspects that should be at the forefront of media coverage. These athletes work tirelessly to perfect their craft, and their achievements should be recognized and celebrated. The Carrington-Clark incident was a wake-up call for the media, for the WNBA, and for sports fans everywhere. It served as a reminder that women's sports deserve the same level of attention and respect as men's sports. The incident should not be the only reason the WNBA is talked about. It should be a catalyst for change in how women's sports are covered, and for sports fans everywhere. Fans play a crucial role in demanding better coverage. By showing up to games, engaging with content, and voicing their support, fans can help shift the narrative and bring more visibility to women's sports. It's a collective effort that requires the participation of everyone who loves the game. It's time to pay attention to women's sports and to demand better. The athletes of the WNBA have proven time and again that they are deserving of the spotlight. Now it's up to the media, the league, and the fans to ensure that they get the coverage and recognition they deserve. Let's celebrate their achievements, support their journey, and give them the platform they need to shine.